We got some news to get into today, mainly tips, guys. I got just a tip for you guys, specifically about how to save maxed out crests, for sure. Myth crests are hard to come by. I got a really good way to save on those with the new systems currently in the game. A few other things, a hot fix for your hot fix once again. So without further ado, let's just jump straight in. Here we go. We have determined, Blizzard says, that the crafted item fix that they put in to the game hasn't worked. If you don't know, using your Ascendant Void Cores to upgrade your crafted items hasn't been working for a lot of people, specifically crafted weapons. Blizzard thought they fixed it. Well, they didn't. They need to put a fix onto the fix, so it's fixed. Eventually will be fixed, and this is the second attempt at fixing it. So they put out a blue post yesterday saying a second hot fix that does not have this limitation, which was currently stopping things from happening, is currently in the process of being deployed. And impacted items should be upgradable with your Ascendant Void Cores once that is fixed. So there you go. A lot of people commenting the last time I said that this was fixed saying, hey, no, it's still broken. Well, you were right. It was, in fact, still broken and should now, hopefully, be fixed. We'll talk about the third hotfix coming soon, I'm sure. Moving on from that, the most efficient way to farm Heroic Crests. And you're going to want to farm Heroic Crests because of this new strategy. I'm going to teach you guys how to use Heroic Crests to save on your myth crests. That's right, saving about like 60 fucking myth crests. We're talking a lot of big savings here, so let's get to this right now. First off, I think a lot of people have realized this. The most efficient way to get Heroic Dawn crests right now is to run ritual sites. Running ritual sites is the shortest, fastest, most repetitive. It's completely free to basically run over and over and over. There is no, you got to go get a coffer key. You got to worry about how many, bountiful delves there are today. No, this has become the most efficient way to grind shit out. Also, a really good way to fill out your vault. We got tier 6 ritual sites coming out too, so that's a big one. Tier 6 ritual sites are now a thing that you can do. You can get 5 myth crests from each of those, which is much better than the ones that you can get right now from tier 11 delves. Okay, tier 11 delves are essentially going to give you myth crests, but you're limited on those because it has to be a bountiful tier 11 delve. You got to get your coffer key. You got to be able to run only 4 of those a day. So right now you're limited in terms of getting myth crests from those, but with your tier 6 ritual sites, that shit, you're just running it. You're only limited on the weekly cap. So going around, getting that stuff done, getting your hero crest, your myth crest, and everything else. These things also give you coffer key shards. So if you want to double dip, run some delves as well. That's great. But why do you want to go get these hero crests? Mostly for upgrading your gear. It's really to push something to 6 of 6. And I'm going to explain exactly why pushing something to 6 of 6 really matters.
Use another death
Punstar coming in with that 11 months of Prime. And thank you so much, Punstar. I appreciate that a lot. So here's the thing. We can save 240 myth crests. What kind of title is this? Well, yeah, there's some caveats here, but I will say this is a great strategy on how to save myth crests. So if you don't know this already, right now we have the Ascendant Void Cores. Okay, that thing allows you to push a 6 of 6 hero item up past the roof, which is right now 276, up to 285. Now, what does that mean? Well, now you're in myth track territory, but you're still using heroic crests. So using heroic crests to push an item to 6 of 6 is important, and then using the Ascendant Void Core on it to push it into myth track, what it does, it essentially unlocks up to 285 myth track without using myth track crests. Yeah, shocker, right? I know. So basically, that means any myth track gear, you can push it now to 5 of 6 myth track by just using gold, which means you only need myth track crests now to push it to that 6 of 6, and then use another Ascendant Void Core on that. You're talking now that you're 295, I believe, which is like the highest item level that you can push any of this gear to. This right now basically gives you a shortcut on myth track farming, using heroic crests to essentially push your myth track items up to 5 of 6 automatically. That's what this is doing. Now, there are some caveats to that big 240 number that's up there. This is if you have 2 weapons and 2 trinkets, okay? 240, that would take your 1 of 6 myth track items all the way to 6 of 6. That's what this is talking about. So obviously, if you use a single-handed weapon, you're not saving 240, you're just saving on the single-handed weapon. Now again, the Ascendant Void Core only works on weapons and trinkets, so that's why this thing is really good for that. When it comes to weapons and trinkets, you're going to want to push them with the hero crest. Don't use myth track crests on a myth track item unless it's a 5 of 6 or higher. You want to use that shit on your heroics, push them up to 6 of 6, and then use that Ascendant Void Core to max it out as high as it can go up to that 285, and bam, you've just saved a ton of myth track. And then you go do what we just said. Go run those ritual sites, those tier 6 ritual sites, and bam, you're getting your myth track crests as easy as hell, and now you've got a maxed out 6 of 6 item. Use the Void Core. Now you've got a 295 item in those slots. You know, just giving you the tips, boys. Always here to help you guys out, and now I've just saved you guys a ton of myth track crests. So yeah, use this strat for sure. It's a good one. Heroic Invasions. Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about 12.0.7. We got those heroic invasion points, right? It's essentially, you got your open world, you know, heroic tier style. So this is going to be something that we'll be doing in the next patch, 12.0.7. We all know heroic invasion points are coming, but what we don't know is necessarily, hey, what does that entail? What does it mean? What's going to be happening? Why is heroic harder than regular one? Well, now we have PTR testing on this shit, and basically you got 4 kind of buffs that are happening when you go into a heroic world tier on these new, the Val and Najatal zones. So essentially you're going to have creature affixes. There are a ton of these. We'll talk about them in a second. But all the creatures that spawn when it's on heroic mode will have additional abilities. Now, these abilities are going to make things harder. Obviously, Blizzard's telling you that a 217 item level is recommended for regular, but on heroic, it's 274, so that's significantly higher. So these creature affixes could be quite difficult to deal with. You're also going to have elite overseers, additional elite creatures inhabiting the world. So you're going to have these elite, basically, mobs walking around, elite guys just, you know, ready to freaking double check you and clap your cheeks at any moment. That's going to be something as well. We also have elite presence of warp riders. This is specific to the Najatal zone. These guys are called warp riders. They are patrols, ethereal patrols and mercenaries that will be running around. They're elites, obviously, looking for hostile invaders to ambush with deadly intent. Kind of sounds like a prey system mechanic here, but yeah, you got these guys walking around. And then for the Val version of this thing, we have these guys, the Black Star Legion, Imperator Pretinex, I don't know how the fuck to say his name, elite squad of the Dominar soldiers. The Black Star Legion patrol the wastes of Val looking for hostile invaders to ambush with deadly intent. So there you go. You got basically 4 upgrades when it comes to heroic. Creature affixes, elite overseers, then you got these elite presence mobs, these warp riders or Black Star Legion guys, depending on which one of these things you're running. For the creature affixes, there are quite a bit. There are a ton of them, actually. I don't know how many of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times 3, 30 different affixes. 30 different affixes that can drop. I mean, we see some of them here, you know, they drop a puddle when they die. They manifest mysterious mushrooms when you're fighting them, probably things that cause damage. What's this one? Enchanted. Spell damage increased by 20% on this one. So yeah, 30 different ways that the mobs are going to be buffed up if you're running this heroic world tier thing. So that makes sense why this thing is basically requiring you to have like 70, almost 70 item level or 60 item levels higher than what they recommended for a regular version of this. Now, the good thing is, obviously, more loot, more things to be had from this. You're going to be looting a lot more Void Light Marl and shit like that by doing this heroic world tier. The elite overseers and warp riders are not just patrolling, they will in fact hunt you down. So again, I said that's kind of like a prey mechanic where these guys are going to be looking for you, trying to fuck you up. And this looks like this is going to be, you know, somewhat of a challenge. I think a lot of people are up to the challenge when it comes to a 270-something item level. Probably a lot of us are already there, and we'll be able to get this done. But yeah, it seems interesting. It's Blizzard's really first kind of foray into world tier shit in retail WoW. The last time we saw this was in Legion Remix, so this should be fun. Moving on, you know, what are we going to be getting out of these new, you know, events, these new shit that we're going to be running, the new open world stuff? Well, there's mounts, there's transmog, and much more coming. So let's talk a little bit about that. We have 3 new mounts and 2 pets revealed here. So cool new armor sets. We have the Black Void Elf cosmetic armor sets. Looking good. Yeah, more voidy. I'm going to be honest, I'm getting a little bit sick of the purple shit. I feel like I have so much fucking purple stuff going on in the game right now. But yeah, more purple armor sets. Now, these do look good. I'm not going to say they don't. Some good looking armor sets here. We also have these 3 mounts that you can get through achievements by running these things. These achievements aren't too hard. I know for the Void Mancer's Star Craver and the Starmech Corpse Collapser, each of these relate to one of the 2 new world tier things. completing them on normal, actually, with killing mobs and doing some world quests will get you either of these 2 mounts. And then the Tortured Gorger is another one that you'll be able to purchase. I believe it's also through an achievement unlock. You unlock these things, and then you have to use Voidlight Marl to purchase them. But yeah, 3 new mounts coming with the patch and these new activities as well, so that looks good. And then we got some battle pits as well. The Frosticus Maximus. That's a pretty good name. And then the Silento. So 2 little pets here, a few others as well. So yeah, good rewards to be had. We also know that Dragonflight time walking's coming, right? Which means new rewards are coming. We've all seen the badass Frosty Boy Proto Drake that's going to be coming with this thing. Absolutely glorious. It's going to cost us, I think, 5,000 time warp badges after the event is over. So doing the event, you know, the typical build up the time warp buff, right, and then carry it on for 5 weeks or whatever it is, and you'll get that mount. It's a pretty cool looking mount, but we also have some very much Dragonflight specific time walking rewards. Let's get into some of those. We've talked about some of these already. We all know the Black-Furred Bakar is coming, basically a variant of Tyvan. Absolutely freaking badass mount. I don't know if he's going to be as big as him, because we all know the Tyvan mount, one thing that people loved about him was that's a big boy between your legs right there. When you're riding around on him, that's a real big doggy. So Tyvan was a huge boy. The Black-Furred Bakar, we'll see how big he is. But yeah, definitely a nice looking variant there. We also have a pet here and a few transmog items. We see some of the cool stuff here. Yeah, cool looking Dragonflight inspired items. We also have the Infinite Brood Keeper's great staff. This is from that boss, isn't it? The Egg Boss. What the fuck was her name? She was the Brood Keeper. She had another name too. But yeah, this is her staff. I remember this from that boss fight. So yeah, cool for anybody who wants an Egg Boy staff. We also have some other rewards that have shown up now on the PTR. So Zidane is the time walking vendor. He's sitting here with his hookah on his flying carpet. Absolutely glorious. It's not flying, actually. I think it's on the ground, but he's probably flying depending on what's in that hookah. So Zidane, yeah, he's our guy. We also found out there's the Liquid Magma Slug, which can be purchased for 5,000 time warp badges. Nice. You guys remember some of these magma slugs coming out during the expansion. So yeah, good to see those guys coming back. We also have a bunch here of transmog. Some cool looking shoulders for sure, Dragonflight inspired. We have Khan's ceremonial crossbow. This thing looks cool. God, what was that game with the fucking key on PlayStation? Oh my God, Kingdom Heart. We have the fucking Kingdom Heart key here, 2 different versions of it, so anybody who wants to RP as that can do that for sure. The Infinite Time Slicer, badass looking dagger. We also have the Scavenger's Banner and an emergency landing kit here that you can use on your back. Definitely cool looking stuff. If you like the Dragonflight aesthetic, I think you're going to obviously love a lot of this shit. We also have some cool mounts coming. These mounts also are variants on the Skyriding mounts, so you know the typical... you're going to have to go customize your mount to add these in. We have some Cliffside Wild Drake horns. We also have these Flourishing Whim Scale gold and pink armor set. This looks good on this dragon here. And then we have some new Netherwing Grotto Drakes. So yeah, the Netherwing Drakes coming back again. Different color variations on there. We have a purple and yellow scale version. Also a silver scale version. So these look cool. Nice looking mounts overall. I'm excited for some Dragonflight time walking. I don't know. I kind of missed some of that shit. So yeah, going back, running through those. Obviously, this will all be part of the big time walking event too. Like I said, getting the badass looking Proto Drake mount that's going to come with that. And then all these other items as well. More shit to come. I'm sure we'll keep reviewing all this stuff. Go save yourself some mythic crests by getting those heroic crests, boys. And for today, that is all in terms of news.